Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how imagining your wish fulfilled really works. Manifesting the Neville Goddard way. I am your host, Tom Caron, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I've got another great lesson today, really on the heels of yesterday's lesson, where we talked about thinking from the end. And we unpack that. I want to unpack this a bit more. First, I want to address some questions from our subscribers. They were asking about the imaginal act and maintaining the feeling of wish fulfilled. Do I have to keep imagining the act every night or every day until it objectifies, until the new state objectifies in 3D world? And here's my answer to this, guys. Neville's very clear on this, that as soon as he does the imaginal act, creation's finished. As soon as he has that feeling of relief, of that it's done, that his desire is his, then he doesn't feel a need to do the imaginal act again. However, he maintains that feeling of wish fulfilled. I want to be clear on this. He maintains that feeling of wish fulfilled until that state objectifies in 3D reality, until that wish objectifies in 3D reality. And then that state merges with that feeling of wish fulfilled. That's big. That's the difference. So he's not saying continue doing the imaginal act every night. The point that he wants to get at, it's not really what you're doing, it's what you're feeling. Once you feel that wish fulfilled, maintain that feeling of wish fulfilled until that new state, that new desire manifests or objectifies in 3D reality. That's what Neville's getting at. Now look, if you want to continue imagining it, it's okay, but if you do it and you're feeling that you don't have it yet, if you do it and you feel that you get a feeling that your wish isn't fulfilled yet, then you're working against yourself. It's the feeling of wish fulfilled you're after that you want to maintain. It's not necessarily doing the imaginal act every day until it objectifies itself. I just want to be clear on that, guys, and Neville's very clear about that. Again, you can't get it wrong. There's no right way or wrong way, right? It's the feeling. Go after the feeling of wish fulfilled. Do the imaginal act that gives you the feeling. And once you have that feeling, stay in that feeling until that feeling merges with the manifested state in 3D reality. This is big. So I want to talk a little bit about wish fulfilled and how this imagining really works. Let's use an analogy we used yesterday. We used this idea of infinite states, or the infinite states of consciousness, or God's mansions, being infinite number of film rolls in an archive in eternity. And that your life right now, you're on a current film strip or film roll, and you're focused on the current frame. And that when you illuminate a future frame, when you illuminate that desire or that wish fulfilled, then the script rearranges itself. It becomes a new script in a new film roll. It chooses itself based on you highlighting your wish fulfilled or highlighting that future frame. That's what I want to go on today. So if we look at it, guys, we're dual beings, right? We have our physical 3D self, our small s, our 3D self, and we have our higher self, that God in you, that Christ in you. That is constantly going on. We're constantly in between two worlds. But most of our attention, most of the time, almost always, we are focused our full attention in the 3D world. In our current frame, in the physical and the manifest, not in the non-physical or the unmanifest, right? And so Neville's teaching is to get us to move our attention, move our awareness, move that higher self, move ourselves with imagination into that unmanifest to create a new image, a new desire that will then project itself or reflect in the 3D world. So think of it this way, this mirror, this reality mirror, works the opposite of a regular mirror. A regular mirror, you stand in front of it and you see your reflection. You can't touch that reflection. You can't change that reflection. You've got to change your physical self. Here it's the opposite. You stand in front of this mirror, and you are that 3D you, that physical you is the reflection that you can touch of an image on the other side, on the virtual world or the non-physical world or God's world, the unmanifest world. You can't touch that image. What you can do is move, right? Move with your attention, move with your imagination to the other side, and then create a new desire, create a new future, right? This is big. So here in the manifest, we try to change the reflection. Right? That's like standing in front of the mirror trying to change your reflection by hitting the mirror. Right? You can't do it here, guys. You've got to go on the other side. Here we try to force things. We're stuck in the movie script, and we're trying to change the script. Instead, what Neville's saying is move in your imagination over to the other side and imagine that wish fulfilled. Imagine yourself in a scenario where you already have your desire. Right? You already feel that. It's like here, guys, on this side, in the non-physical unmanifest, it's infinite possibilities, infinite states of consciousness, as Neville says, or infinite film roll archive. This is where eternity sits. Every possibility, every life possibility that you can think of sits in this archive. So what do you want to do? Just focus on the end slide, on the end frame, not the current frame, not your current physical reality, but on the frame that you want in your life. What would you be? What would you be doing? Who are you? What do you have? Focus on that. Illuminate that current frame and only that future frame. Illuminate that future frame and only that future frame. Or, as Neville says, carry that wish, focus on that feeling of wish fulfilled, and have that feeling of wish fulfilled until it manifests into 3D reality. Here, you're going to illuminate that frame. A new film roll will be chosen. You'll have a new script, and you'll have continually new film rolls and new scripts until you reach that future you or that future frame. That image then gets reflected back in 3D reality. That's how it works. This is big. So the script in the world will rearrange itself according to your wish fulfilled, according to you thinking from the end, or according to you illuminating that future slide, that future frame of your life. When you illuminate that future frame, the film roll and the script will be chosen that will include that future you. Or when you have that imaginal act and when you think from wishes fulfilled, that the world and the people around it will rearrange themselves to make your wishes come true. This is big. On this side of the mirror, on the reflection side, or the physical world, we keep beating the script, trying to change the script, trying to change people. But the script is written. When you try to change the script or try to change the people, that's when things go when things go bad to worse. Right? You're trying to change something that's already written. Instead, focus on what you want. The future frame, the future wish fulfilled, and the people, events, and circumstances will rearrange themselves. You'll get a new script, a new film roll, and a new life that includes that future frame. That's how it works. How does it work? It works with awareness and imagination. That's your power. It works with moving your attention. On this side, the only way you can change physical reality is try to force it physically. Right? Doesn't work, guys. And that's why things feel like they're effort, things feel like they're a struggle, that you have to overcome things. Here, it's effortless. Your only job, focus on that imaginal act to the point that you feel like your wish fulfilled, to a point that you get that relief, that you get that feeling of wish fulfilled, and carry that feeling of wish fulfilled until it merges in 3D reality with that actual manifested state, that new state, and then you got it, your wish is there. Or, in film roll terms, illuminate that future slide and keep illuminating that future slide as you jump film rolls in the film roll archive, as you keep getting new scripts until that future frame becomes a reality and is reflected back into the 3D reality. That's big. That's how imagining your wish fulfilled really works. I am your host, Tom Caron, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. Follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Caron. Visit our website at tomcaron.com or besomethingwonderful.com. And write me at info@besomethingwonderful.com. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, guys, with great love, this is Tom. See you soon.